Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to a weekly message from Jesus. I want to thank you for tuning in. If you like hearing his live messages, you'll love hearing reading his written messages in my latest book, Messages of God for a Modern World. It's available on Amazon, and personalized copies are on my website, barrystrom.com. Our Father is here, he's waiting, so let us begin. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk about a human life in a way that's a little bit different. I am going to describe it to as being very similar to a horse race. Now, I know many of you are not thinking of your lives as running a horse race, but there are similarities. Now, I'm not suggesting that you would gamble, but should you go to a horse race and you bought a $2 ticket, you would find out that there are three ways of winning. The horse can win, it can place, or it can show. Or the horse can be out of the money. So, as you live your human life, how you follow my words will determine whether you win, place, or show, or you're out of the money. Now, if you follow my words, you'll win. Very few people can do that, but some do, and that is really to their credit. If you win, when you return home, you'll be well judged. You'll advance in the realms. You'll be able to do many things in my heaven. A lot of people fall short. They try, they do the best they can, but they don't quite make it to the winning position. Those are the ones that in a horse race would place. They'd come in second. They'll receive a pretty good judgment. They may advance, they may not, but the guides will be quite happy with them when they return. If you run third, you're going to show. Now that probably means that you tried, you failed in some areas. Maybe you didn't help others as I would like you to have helped them, but you basically led a pretty good life. So when you go back, they'll tell you what you did wrong, they'll tell you what you did right, and you'll probably remain in the same realm. But the vast majority of horses are going to be out of the money. That means that they're not going to receive any money. When you come in first, second, third, you receive prize money. If people bet the $2 ticket, now I'm not encouraging betting, I'm using this as an example. If you had chosen one of the first three horses, you get a little bit of money back. But if you bet on all of those horses that are out of the money, or in the case of human life, did not follow my words, then when you return, you're going to be judged more harshly. What I ask you to do is common sense. I ask you to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's very simple. If you show anger, do you want people to show anger to you? You want to hate somebody? You want somebody to hate you? As we watch from over here, that seems so simple, but yet it's something that humans just simply can't comprehend. The vast majority of horses in a race run out of the money. And sadly, vast majority of humans that are living lives come in out of the money. If you're out of the money, depends on how far out of the money you are. Some horses run dead last. Think of those as a human that didn't follow any of my rules. Well, they're going to go to lower levels and they're not going to be as happy. I know the owner of the horse that runs last isn't very happy. Think of yourself, if you're not following my words, as running last in a horse race. You look up and you see everybody in front of you. Well, when you go to heaven, you'll look up and you'll see everybody above you. Pretty similar, isn't it? And I could go on with this example. I want you to simply follow the rules. My rules could not be more simple. You knew what your rules were when you returned, when you made up your life plan. Your guides helped you. They influenced you to try to follow your life plan. But many of you ignored them. You see people that need help, but you don't help them. You made a lot of money, but you didn't use that money to help anyone else. Oh, now you might say, "Oh, I have a big company and I employ a lot of people and I pay their wages, so that's all I need to do." Well, no, it's not. Many people have an incredible amount more money than they could ever spend. Oh, they try. Oh, I'm sure you're going to hear me talk now about yachts because they're one of my sore spots with people. They spend money on things that mean nothing. Do you realize there's people out there that have 15, 20 homes? It's a status thing to them. They think that the more that they own, the better they're going to do when they go home to heaven. Now, most of them don't even think about heaven because a lot of those people don't believe in me. They only believe in the almighty dollar. Well, the almighty dollar is not going to help because you are not going to take it with you when you go home. And going home, you will. You may be able to delay it, but it's inevitable you will die. Everyone does. That shouldn't be a surprise to you. When I created humans, I created evil as a challenge for them. I had to have a planet where people were challenged because if you're not challenged, you cannot advance. A racehorse has to be trained. Some horses have much more ability than others, just the same as some humans have much more ability than others. You see, some humans are sent back so that they can live a life of struggle. They need that in their life plan. Now, I know that's hard to understand. People pray to me all the time to help individuals that are struggling. I wish that I could help everyone, but I can't. I can only help those whose prayers can be answered by not affecting their life plans. If I step in and change a life plan for somebody, then that person has to come back and relive that life, redo that plan. I'm not doing a favor by changing things for them. I may extend their lives so that they can continue to learn the lessons. Sometimes people in their life plans have selected different times of death. So I can step in and do what's best for them in that life plan. You have got to understand that death is the beginning. Just like when that bell rings and that horse race starts, that's the beginning of the race. When you die, your soul begins its next race, goes to heaven, creates another life plan, and if it so chooses, returns to learn more lessons so it can advance in heaven. Humans think of birth as the beginning. It is. It's the beginning of a life plan. But death is the beginning of the life of your soul in heaven. You're only over here for a very, very short period of time. I tell you this often. You're in heaven forever. You've been around since I created things, and you'll be around for as long as we're around. So that's forever. Your soul needs to advance in my realms. You need to try to be more like me. Now, you're not ever going to be totally like me because I have great powers, but you can become very similar. There are many, many souls up here that are very close to me in heaven. I can ask them to return, and I can ask them to do things for me. Those that are closest to me will return and they'll live a human life, and many of them will do exactly what I asked them to do when they return. I ask them to instrumental in helping others. I want them to show charity, and I want them to help others believe my words. I sent Barry back to deliver my words, and he's doing it. You're listening to him. That's not him speaking. He could never speak like that. If you knew him, you'd realize it. He's speaking my words. He speaks the words of many different Holy Spirits. He does his best to bring you my messages, and that is what I ask him to do. I ask Connie to go back and assist him, and that is what she does. They are devoting the rest of their lives to spreading my words. That's what I asked them to do, and they are doing it. It's very simple. I am asking all of you to help spread my words. Many of you have been sent back to do that, and you're starting to understand what I ask of you. Many of you are already doing it, and I thank you so much for it. When you are spreading my words, you are doing the most important thing that you can do with a human life, because it'll lead others to doing great things. The charity work leads others to doing charity work as well. Your charity work may help an individual that has great abilities, but just needs a little push to do it. Each person needs not to look back. They need to look forward. In a horse race, if the horse looks back, it's going to lose its stride and it's not going to make it to win, place, or show. You need to look forward. Each morning, when you get up, think of it as the first day of the rest of your life. And I am going to use that rest of my life to serve God and to bring his messages to as many as possible. Don't be the last in a horse race. Don't be a last in the human race. It's all very simple. I've already told you about doing unto others, so I'm not going to mention it again. I'll wait till next week. I know that that'll surprise you. You won't be expecting it. So anyway, thank you. Thank you so much for listening. I bless all of you. And I hope you don't mind me comparing your lives to a horse race, because if you think about it, there's a lot of similarities. So I bless each and all of you. I hope that you will take this Thanksgiving weekend to focus upon your blessings. That's what's the most important. Focus on your family. Focus on all the good things. There's a lot of bad going on, but you'll feel better if you focus on the good things. Think about how to handle the bad things, but also just look around. I think you understand what I'm saying. Goodbye. I will speak again with you next week. Okay, Father, that was interesting comparison. All right, everybody. Buy his book, listen to his words, pass them on to others. Think about your blessings, and have an incredible Thanksgiving weekend. We will talk to you again next week.